Good day everyone, I am Krishna Mondarao
And I am Krisha Agamanos.
and we will be discussing about FAUVISM. So what is FAUVISM?
FAUVISM uses bright, loud, vividly intense colors to help convey a mood. Lines are simplified as much as possible as well as very unnatural lines. Usually have no really basis in reality and often look very childish. First art revolution of the 20th century. Major artists are Paul Gauguin, Maurice Delaunay, André Derain, Henri Matisse, and Maurice Marionat. Where did Fauvism start?
It started in Europe during the 20th century in about 1905, where were first recognized when they had their first exhibition in Paris, France. Officially began in 1898 in France.
So here are the artists and their paintings. First is Paul Gauguin. Paul Gauguin is a major founder along with Henri Matisse. Mostly did self-portraits, loved experimenting with colors, even had symbolic meanings for each color. He moved to Tahiti to paint the people and he believed water does not reflect what's above the surface. He also loved to do paintings of the native people in Tahiti. And here are some of his paintings. The Day of God in 1894. This picture derives its theme from Gauguin's study and imaginative interpretation of Polynesian mythology. The main figure is Taroa, central figure of the Maori pantheon and creator of the world about whom the artist writes in his ancient cult Mahut. In his honor, gifts are being brought by two maidens on the left, while on the right, two girls perform a ritual dance. Next is The Riders on the Beach in 1902. It's located in the Folkwang Museum in Essen, Germany. The artwork features a scene of five men on horseback positioned on the beach in French Polynesia. Gauguin's creation is considered a genre painting and embodies the influence of both Impressionism and Florissonism. And last, the Yellow Christ in 1889. The Yellow Christ is a painting executed by Paul Gauguin in 1889 in a Pont Haven. Together with the Green Christ, it is considered to be one of the key works of symbolism in symbolic mythological paintings of the older era as represented by symbolism. Gauguin first visited Pont Haven in 1886.
André Derain was considered to be one of the major founders of FAUVISM. Attended academic careers in Paris, where he met Matisse. He had to convince his parents to allow him to be a painter, and was originally going to be an engineer. Derain loved using bold colors, especially in his paintings of the Thames and Tower Bridge. After 1906, his role of colors were reduced and the forms became restricted. After his military service was over, he went back to classicisms. And here are some of his paintings. Charing Cross Bridge in 1906. The painting depicts a scene from a south shore of the River Thames. As the article observed it, while standing on the wharf near the Lions Brewery, which is the blue building on the far left. Next is the Pool of London in 1906. The Pool of London is a 1906 work by French artist André Derain. It is in the collection of Tate Modern. At, at, at the suggestion of Ambroise Vollard, Derain traveled to London to paint works that reflected the popularity of Claude Monet's earlier London series. Next is the portrait of Henri Matisse. This work was made during a holiday at the fishing port of Collioure in the south of France in 1905. When Matisse and Derain painted portraits of each other, and under Matisse's influence, Derain had begun to use strong, non-neutralistic colors applied in small separate brushes strokes to convey the sensations of light and shade. Their, radi- their radical use of colors led critics describe them and their associates as fauves, or wild beasts. and Fauvism became an important parallel to the rise of Expressionisms in Germany.
Maurice de Vlaminck, a French painter who is also considered a major figure in the Fauvism movement. Much of his inspiration comes from the Impressionist movement. He was an artist who told himself rather than being trained. He put much of his emphasis on nature. He worked with master printer Charles Surlier, was in the military which caused him to go back and forth with his artwork. And here are some of his paintings. First, the River Seine at Chateau. This painting shows a sailboat on the right, its bright white sail set against the quaint architecture of the nearby town. Beneath the bridge, men abroad a skiff wave a tricolor flag as they judge the race. Short, vertical strokes of red and yellow paint define an explosion of color and tension in the foreground of his painting. Vlaminck's use of complementary hues creates powerful color harmonies that seem to supersede the subject of the painting as the object of the viewer's attention. Next, Restaurant de la Machine et Bougival in 1905. The scene around Paris were one of his favorite subjects. It is the village of Bougival and more particularly the restaurant La Machine, which he has chosen as a model. To paint the buildings, Vlaminck has moved off the path just after a bend in the road. Although he has chosen a compositional model dear to the Impressionists, he has framed it much more closely. And the circus in 1906. The theme of a circus of carnival is an appropriately spirited subject for this picture, which Vlaminck has executed in an explosion of primary colors. All of the elements of his composition, the approaching figure, the distance carriage, the houses, lampposts, are rendered with extraordinary zoominess.
Henri Matisse was a major founder of movement along with André Derain, attended academic career. The key to his success was by using exaggerated colors with simplified drawings. He amplified the sense of joy that he had achieved through the color he used. He was an instinctive sensibility in his work. And here are some of his paintings. The Roof of Collioure is a 1905 all-in-canvas painting by Henri Matisse. It is an example of the style that Matisse employed during his early period of Fauvism. The painting has been the collection of the Hermitage, St. Petersburg, Russia since 1948. The Open Window, also known as Open Window, Collioure, is a painting by Henri Matisse. The work, an oil on canvas, was painted in 1905 and exhibited at the Salon of Autumn in Paris the same year. It was bequeathed in 1998 by the estate of Mr. John Hay Whitney to the National Gallery of Art, Washington. Woman with Hat in 1905. An oil in canvas, it is depicts Matisse's wife, Emily. It was painted in 1905 and exhibited at the Salon d'Automne during the fall of the same year, along with works by André Derain, Maurice de Vlaminck, and several other artists known as FAUVISM. And Maurice Marionneau. He was painter as well as a glassmaker. He was also a member of Les Fauves in the Fauvism group. His parents sent him to École des Beaux-Arts in Paris for painting.
He spent the rest of his life in his hometown, twice working in his glass shop until he got sick and couldn't work. His glass work was praised in his first exhibition, saying, "It has been a long time since an innovation of such great importance has come to enrich the art of glass." A lot of his works were destroyed in a bombing during World War I.
And here are some of his paintings. First is the Nature Mort Ox Pomps. And the last is the interior.
And that's all for today. Thank you for listening.